Good afternoon, guys. Seems to be a little trend going on YouTube, Facebook right now. Certain pages about doing feather sticks. So I decided I was going to do feather sticks today, and tomorrow's I have a special treat for you guys. I'm going to try to do a challenge based off these feather sticks. It's a challenge that I saw on a friend of mine's page. He did it. I have 15 minutes for the whole process to be done. But today I'm going to make feather sticks, and I'm not sure. I don't live in an area where you have a lot of pine, birch, cedar, things like that. What I have around me here is mostly oak, maple, black walnut, things, hickory. I don't have a lot of soft woods. So we're going to make a feather stick today. This is one I was playing around with earlier just to check out the woods that I am using. This is pretty much dried. This is oak. This is black walnut, taken from one of my own trees. This I'm not sure, but I'm going to say is probably oak too. Not as dried as that, but it's a down tree, so we're going to try to make some shavings and feather sticks. And I'm going to keep all of this material for that next project. There's no sense in getting rid of it. This stuff dries up pretty fast, even though this tree was just cut probably 3 weeks ago, and it was damp when I was cutting it, but boy, it's already dried up really nice. I'll show you. Take a piece of this and light it up where, it's really, this stuff dries up pretty fast if left alone. So I'm going to do a couple of attempts with a feather stick. I wasn't sure on the videos if it was a challenge to do with a big knife like your bushcraft knife. So I did it with basically both just to see which would be better. I actually prefer the pocket knife for this task. And let's get at making one of these. And the reason why, you're trying to get some light shavings, some very fine hairs coming off of here, so that it would take a spark or ember, keep your fire going a little bit easier, seeing how it's processed down. So we just start making a feather stick. First, you save all the shavings. All this stuff is good, so I'm just going to save it all, what I shear off. Let me get down to the hardwood, get the bark off of this thing. And then it's a matter of lightly getting your curls in there. You want them almost paper thin, and you just keep working yourself around the stick. Shaving off little pieces, get this thing all nice and feathered out. Like I say, with this, because this is wet black walnut, it's going to take a while for it to dry, probably the rest of today to dry, but I'm pretty sure the other one I did was literally an hour or so ago, and it's fairly dry already. Thinner you can shave it, the better. You want the curls. This stuff doesn't curl as well as some of the other stuff I was looking at, like the oak. Oak curls up pretty nice, but I do get some nice curls going in here. Like I say, and anything you shave off, don't discard. That's going to dry, and that gives you part for your inner tinder bundles, so that you can get your bird's nest going. This seems to be like a challenge, like it's almost hard to do. I don't see it. I guess it depends on what wood you're using. Say I'm using black walnut on this one, and you want them almost paper thin. You want them so you can almost see through them. It's a guys are really, really good at feather sticks, but I think it's in your blade. It's in manipulation of your blade. You can make it fairly fast, I think. This doesn't curl up as much as I would like, though. And, you know, people are saying, "Oh, you really want curls," but I got lots of fine little shavings in there. And that's black walnut. This is oak. And I was thinking, okay, well, should I do it with, try it with the oak and see how well of the curls we can get on there. These curl up real well. I don't know if you can see how that's curling up. It's just light pressure, but make sure you use your knife to the full advantage of where the strongest portion of the blade is and where the cutting portion of the blade is. Don't do it out at the tip, I don't think. You can watch this thing just curl up on you. Make it nice little curls. This is a really dried piece. This will probably go up real fast. Then I did it with my big blade, this knife. Down here, we'll just go down a little bit more. The big knife being because it has a lot of extra weight to it, you don't have to really push as hard. It depends really on the sharpness of your knife. This usually takes them off though. I was finding that to be the case. It likes to cut them completely off when it stops, get to the stopping point. So I said, okay, well, what if we did the shavings on the back here, where you just shave it down. You really get to work in that. You make these fine ones. It worked really well on, and I don't even know what this wood is. This is a light powdery wood, but this is almost dead stuff. And you can make some really fine shavings, which I'm going to save these up. That goes in my tinder bundle. How this one does on a, yeah, this is almost too dry to keep the curls on there. They like to come off. This is a really dried piece of wood. It's really dry too. This has been out there a while. Now you could, and somebody's going to bust my balls for it, come back at yourself like this. Total knife control though. Somebody's going to say, well, if you slip, I know somebody's going to say it. If you slip, you stuck that into your chest. And I think it's all in knife control. But you can also hold your blade stationary and pull, like here, pull it towards you. Keeping your blade slightly angled so you're actually using it as a cutting tool instead of just forcing it through there. This comes up with some really nice curls on it, nice shavings. But you want to use, it's almost like you're pulling, the blade is on an angle and you're pulling so the piece comes back across. It's like shaving it and using the whole blade of the knife to shave your piece of wood into a feather stick. That seems to work pretty well on that. On the bigger oak though, because this is a really dried piece of oak, all that was seemed to be getting was dust on it. This is almost too dry, so I think the point is trying to get some of the finer stuff off of here. I'm never going to get into a piece that's on the oak that's really going to feather out for me as well as I would like. It's just a really hard wood, and this one's really a piece of dried wood. So I get the little shavings like this. These are really fine shavings. And then you take a lighter. It should be, what's 5 seconds or less. It's really hot. This one here, show you the small shavings. If they're really dry, how quick this goes up. I don't know how fast this one is. It's still kind of damp. 2, 3, 4, you know. only to help your fire keep going. Gives it all the little sticks and embers that you need to keep it burning. So that's my feather stick challenge. Wasn't really a challenge, guys. This is more of a to see if I can make a good feather stick and what tool I would use. Personally, I think I'd use the small pocket knife and continue to sharpen it, you know, get it back to being sharp. Hate having a dull knife in my kit. Tomorrow though, guys, I got a good one for you. It's going to be a 15-minute challenge. It's going to involve shelter, water, and fire. Not that it hasn't been done before, it has been done before. A good friend of mine did it, and I'm going to do the challenge and see if I can get that one going. But that's tomorrow's video for you, or maybe even later on today, depending on how I feel. I think you should keep your knife sharp. I found this little Sharp and Easy. It's a Lansky Sharp and Easy. I believe it's Lansky's. I bought 5 or 6 of different styles of sharpeners when I was buying these. And it's got a coarse and a fine sections to it, so that's enough to, yeah, that shaved the hair right off the back of your hand. There you go, guys. You want some fuzz? That's a sharp little blade. Most guys will do the fingernail scrape. Yeah, I can scrape my fingernail all day long. I don't think that's a testament of a true sharp knife. All my knives should be able to, there you go, shave the hair off the back of your hand. This one needs a little touch up on the blade. A couple of times. This thing will be right back to razor blade again. It's all in the good quality of knife that you have. One of the sharpest knives I've seen to date came from Primal Edge Knives. The Woodsman series knives that Joe Honeycutt was making for Primal Edge looked to be one of the sharpest knives that I've seen, and the blade configuration I like a lot. So I'm going to give a little shout out to Joe Honeycutt at Primal Edge. Hopefully he's back to making those blades and getting them back to the Woodsman school. But I appreciate y'all watching this and making feather sticks, which really shouldn't be that complicated. The whole point is to make little tiny shavings that you can put into your initial fire lay or into the smaller stuff into your tinder bundle to help get your fire going quicker, hotter. I think the whole 5 seconds with a lighter thing is okay. And maybe that's based on the match theory, only burning for 5 seconds or something like that before it's burned out. And a match should be able to light that up and get your fire going for you. With the tinder bundle, there is, you know, ferrocerium rod. I'm going to do one mine's a twist on the video I've seen. I'm going to make it a little harder for myself because I like the challenge. So I'll let you guys watch that one tomorrow. But you know, have a nice day. Thanks for watching.